Okay. All right. So we're talking about the appointments are made on relative ability, knowledge meaning that how much do you know about your work, the skill and the aptitude after fair and open competition. So we're talking about that even nurses and other public servants are also going through screening, also through going through a competition. Okay, the appointment to posts. Selecting authorities prioritize efficiency when appointing candidates to public service posts. Selecting authorities prioritize efficiency when appointing candidates to public service posts. So they make sure that everyone's, when it's been appointed, there is efficiency that is taking place. Appointments are made only for established and vacant positions estimated in the expenditure budget. Appointments are made only for established and vacant positions estimated in the expenditure budget. So during the year, if there are gaps, let's say at a local council, they would say, we want so many teachers in this area next year. So by March, they would come up with a budget already to talk about the teachers that is required of, the council is required of. So if the council wants 20 teachers for that particular period of time, they put that in the budget. So after the budget has gone through the parliament and the parliament has passed it and the president has also signed on it, then any vacant position which was there will be filled up, So appointments are made only for established and vacant positions. You don't just employ people for the sake of employing, but you go by the budget which you have presented to the parliament. I did my research at the master's level of why do we have no or little female teachers in the rural areas. And most of the teachers that I was coming across with were saying there are no necessities in the rural areas, no facilities for ladies. It is only good for men, okay? And they were citing about saloons, where to charge a phone, where to buy what, and so on and so forth. So then I proposed in my thesis to say, what about if government is able to decentralize the employment of teachers, okay, for the local councils? If they are going to decentralize that, then the councils have got liberty to say, if you want a teaching position, here is a school. It is in the rural area, but here is a school. If you want, go there. If you don't want, then we are not going to employ you. Other than that, central government should just employ teachers anyhow. By the grace of God, I'm able to see now that the governments have changed their style of employing civil servants. They're now employing civil servants through the councils, which is good. The appointments above under secretary rank. The president has the power to appoint individuals to posts above the rank of under secretary, subject to the constitution. So in this one, we're talking about the principal secretaries. They're appointed by the president. Other directors are appointed by the president. Like MACRA director is appointed by the president. MRA director is appointed by the president. Anti-Corruption Bureau director is appointed by the president. Ombudsman director is appointed by the president. So these are the appointments that having high position, and therefore only the president can be able to appoint such kind of positions, subject to the constitution, because the constitution is mandating the president to give them this. It also talks about fair and equal treatment. All public officers must be treated fairly and equally in human resource management, regardless of political, tribal, or religious affiliations, sex, age, or origin. Okay? So, any public officer, all of them must be treated equally. Must be treated equally in the human resource management office. So if you find an officer, a human resource officer, is against someone else because of the political affiliation, because of the tribal issue, because he comes from the north and therefore is not wanted, is not needed, because he comes from the center and therefore is not needed, because he comes from the south and therefore is not, that one is not fit to be an officer. So all people must be treated fairly, regardless of the political, tribal, or religious affiliation, even sex, that winizbambu, no, even the age. If you are an old man, to say, this one is old, we cannot give him much because he's already is about to retire, is about to die, and therefore no need to give him much. Or because he's young, he's not yet married, and therefore we can't give him a lot because he's just a young man. He's not yet married. He's not responsible for anything. So we don't do that. We don't do that. So the act is also covering areas to say all public officers must be treated fairly and equally in human resource management, regardless of their political, tribal, or religious affiliation, sex, age, or origin in Malawi. But if we go around, can't we see something like tribalism taking place in other quarters? Is tribalism not exercised in other quarters of the public service? Zikuchitika. What about the issues of politics? Issues of politics. It is there. It is there. Eh? You will find out that when this president comes in, he always takes getting into positions. Getting into positions. So it's not good. If you're a public servant, you must be treated fairly. You must be treated fairly. Sir, how are you today? Good. Did you room 8? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are saying that even politically, people are always, going by what type or what kind of political party they are affiliated to. So they are employed just because of that. I remember one day at Polytechnic, we had the youngsters. They were belonging to a certain party. And soon after graduating, all these were taken up, were employed. Salary now, mugangi manager, party manager, salary benefit. They struggled to get a job. Those guys, they know how to play their cards. Okay, equal pay. Remuneration for public officers is based on the equal pay for work of equal value. recognizing excellency through objective evaluation. So every civil servant is paid equally based on the equal job that they are doing. The Act also establishes the Public Service Commission as an independent body overseeing public service management. So there is what we call Public Service Commission, and these are the people that are always overseeing the work of public service. Good. Here comes the assignment. Okay, Mugai waiting, guys. Good. Good. Okay, let's just quickly look at the institutions of labor laws. Institutions of labor laws. So, the labor laws have got its own institutions. They have its own institutions. And the institutions are as follows. Number one, okay, just for your information, this is topic number 2 in the course outline. This is topic number 2, institutions of labor laws. Yeah. Under the institutions of labor laws, we'll be discussing about the Malawi Supreme Court of Appeal. So we'll be looking at what is it that is taking place in the Supreme Court of Appeal. What are the cases that go into the Supreme Court of Appeal? Is any case like Wina Tayambanapo, Muntu nikazi wakayambana, would that one go to a Supreme Court? No, there are specific cases that would come into the Supreme Court of Appeal. What about the High Court? What is the High Court? Who is above the other between the High Court and the Malawi Supreme Court of Appeal? Okay, in this case, which one is higher? Remember, this is what we call the higher court. Which one is the highest? Ah, okay. Yes, exactly. Much as this is a higher court, but it is not above the Supreme. So the Supreme Court of Appeal is higher than the higher court. And then we'll be also looking at the Industrial Relations Court. Industrial Relations Court, we are saying that, for example, if people are struggling to settle the boundaries, do you go to industrial court, whereby people are fighting because of the boundaries? The boundaries are, someone is saying, no, this is my area, and someone is saying, no, this is my area. There's a dispute concerning the boundaries. Do you go to industrial relations court? Okay. What do they do in the industrial relations court? What kind of cases go into this? What kind of cases? Okay, so it's all about employment. All employment cases are eligible to go to the industrial court. And then we have what we call the labor office. The labor office. What's the work of the labor office? What is the job of the labor office? Yes. Aha. Yes. Yeah. So you can see that it is starting from the highest to the lowest. Okay? But when it comes to disputes, it is from the lowest to the highest. So you start with the labor office. When there is a dispute between you and your employer, you go to the labor office, and then the labor office will at least help you will be able to sort out the problems that are there between you and your employer. And then from there, if you're not satisfied with the decision of the labor office, then you can go to the Industrial Relations Court. But here, the Industrial Relations Court and the High Court are of the same level. Please be careful. The Industrial Relations Court and the High Court are of the same level. So if you have gone to the Industrial Relations Court, you must understand yourself, you must know yourself that you are already at the higher court. From there, if you're not happy with the decision of the Industrial Relations Court, then you can go straight to the Supreme Court of Appeal, because these two are of the same line, Okay. Should we start? All right, so when we meet, we will be able to discuss all this. So take note of this. Good. Thank you so much.